What's going on, everybody? My name is Milk, and welcome back to another video. Now, whether it's Pokemon battles, trainer battles, gym battles, or even Elite Four and Champion battles, I think one thing we can all agree on is that battling is one of the most important aspects of Pokemon. In most cases, a lot of the times we fly through the games, winning battle after battle, and just continuing on with our dream of becoming champion. However, every once in a while, you will encounter that one battle that puts up a fight. Whether it just seems unfair, or you are underleveled, at a type disadvantage, or the AI is just outsmarting you. I'm no stranger to situations like these, so I thought we would go over some of the battles that I've had the worst time with. Without further ado, let's get on with it. The first of many battles to make me feel pain were the last end beauties of the Celadon gym in Red, Blue, and Yellow. I think it's kind of funny that unnamed characters gave me a problem growing up, and even more recently because it happened to me a couple weeks ago as I was replaying Red version. But these specific trainers have Bellsprouts, and while Bellsprout by itself isn't that scary, these Bellsprouts knew the move Wrap. And again, while Wrap isn't a lot to worry about, it did low damage, but it had different mechanics back then than it does now. In the Generation 1 games, Wrap would lock you out. You wouldn't be able to attack during it. It would just immobilize your Pokemon. You couldn't attack. You could switch out, though, but Wrap's mechanic was if you switched out while in Wrap, Wrap would just be used again automatically on the incoming Pokemon. So you're just stuck in Wrap anyways, and then even if you did wait out the duration of Wrap and get the free switch out, it's a free turn anyways. They just use Wrap and you'd start the cycle all over again. But why not attack then? Even if you can't guarantee the one shot, you could try to suffer through one more round of Wraps, and finish it off the next available turn. It's a smart idea. However, if you're slower than the Bellsprout and it attacks first, it's the same cycle. Wrap just takes over and you're just at the whim of it missing an attack, I guess. That's the scenario I kept finding myself in. Bellsprout kept attacking before my Pokemon and I was locked into the fight. I might be exaggerating on this one, but it always felt like I spent 10 to 15 minutes of just watching Bellsprout Wrap my Pokemon before I could finally end it. These fights with the last end beauties were never a fun one for me, and so I'm glad that I can talk about them and get my anger out. Next battle we're going to talk about is none other than N, but more specifically his Nimbasa City fight from Black and White. N is one of the most beloved characters in Pokemon, and I am one of them. He's one of my favorite characters to come out of any of the games. Despite my overall fondness for him, he is still one of my mortal enemies. But while getting through his Accumula City and Nacrene City fight were easy, his Nimbasa City fight was always a tough one. Nothing too special about it. His Sandown Darumaka always dropped to the usual Dewott that I had, and his Scraggy usually lost to whatever had out. However, his Sigilyph hurt a lot, setting up Tailwinds and then unleashing relentless air cutters and Psybeams resulted in numerous battle attempts on my behalf. I can't explain why this fight was so bad, but all I know is his Sigilyph was a menace. If you want to know how I got through his Sigilyph at all, I used Smackdown with a Dwebble and then spammed a Dig with Sandile. I know, Sandile? Well, why not just use Bite? Every Sandile I ever caught in Route 4 only ever knew Assurance, and that just wasn't doing it. I don't know what you want from me on it. The next and final fight that I will be talking about in this video are going to be Ace Trainer Dennis and Maya from Route 215 in Diamond and Pearl. I'm assuming I'm not the only person that's had trouble with these people, because there's been a lot of conflict between them on the internet that I have seen. This double battle is deadly. Granted, you can initiate battle with each one of these trainers individually. However, younger me was never smart enough to establish that connection. Both trainers have 2 Pokemon, and each wave kind of sucks. Entering the battle presents you with a Glameow and a Monferno, the Glameow being relatively easy to take care of, but the Monferno not so much. It's not fun, and you have Mach Punch and Flame Wheel being used against you. I don't know, it should just be easy if you have like a water type. I don't know why I just never had one. But the Monferno always wore my Pokemon down. But I was always able to make it out. However, round 2 of this fight was also awful, because after the Monferno and Glameow go down, they send out a Kadabra and a Gyarados. It sucked. Kadabra has Disable, which killed everything, because at that time, for Gyarados counters, you really only had like Luxio, and Disable would take out Spark, which was its only electric move until like level something. I can't think of it right now. And then the Gyarados had Intimidate, which dropped your attack anyways. It also had Thrash, which just destroyed everything, and the Gyarados is level 23, so it also has Dragon Rage, which is its own thing that I really don't want to get into. But I have war flashbacks pretty much whenever I think of this fight, and I really don't like it. And there you have it, some of the more frustrating battles that I have encountered in my Pokemon journey. Obviously, there are things I probably could have done to make them smoother, but it's too late for that. My stories have been told. Let me know what battles troubled you, if any, and also let me know if I just don't know how to play Pokemon, and all of these were easy fights. Regardless, that's going to do it for me today. As always, my name is Milk, and I'll see you guys in the next one.